Hello everybody, my name is Tony Grillo and welcome to my channel Wisconsin Hugs. I took a break for a little bit, got kind of burned out from making videos, and I also got sick for about a week there, and then I've been putting in a whole bunch of hours driving semi-trucks. So just for everybody out there that's curious about what's going on in my life, I am still dating Elizabeth. We've been together now 2 months, and it seems to be going really well. And this is a picture I took of her. We went walking at the Lion's Den over by Grafton, Wisconsin, and this is Lake Michigan. And I kind of like this picture right here. Here's a picture that she took of us. We went and saw a concert at the Umbrella Bar, and I just think it's a great picture, and we both actually put this up as our profile picture. So I'm sorry for any buzzing that's going on in the background, but I am in my semi-truck, and that is my reefer trailer that's running, and there's really nothing I can do about it. And since I only really get like 12 to 30 views, I'm not really going to get too excited about, the sound quality on my videos here. But I think this is a really interesting story I want to talk about. This guy kind of showed up while I was, I'm a big YouTube watcher, love YouTube. I love all the different channels out there like True Crime and People's Court and ghost stuff and alien stuff and NASA discoveries, and I just love it all. There's a guy out there that tells stories. He's a former Navy SEAL, and he runs around and tells stories about the weird and the unexplained and the mysterious, and does a great job there, so I just love that stuff. But this guy showed up when I was watching the People's Court, actually, and he has an interesting story. So this was a story that was published October 30th, 2019. It's a crime that happened, New York City crime. Bronx jury awards $11 million to man shot by cops and partially paralyzed in 2006. So apparently this is his car. And I think this car is kind of important because I believe this is the car that's also being talked about in the People's Court case that I will get to after I read this story. So Raul Lopez was shot by police on the Grand Concourse between 168th Street and 169th Street on February 1st, 2006. So February 1st, 2006, he was shot by police. Okay. A jury in the Bronx has awarded $11 million to a man who suffered partial paralysis after he was shot by police during a 2006 traffic stop. The unanimous verdict to award Raul Lopez the massive sum was decided in 1 hour after a 7-day trial in Bronx Supreme Court. Lopez was pulled over by Sergeant Felipe Blanchard and his partner Zinos Constantinezon. The Grand Concourse between 168th Street and 169th on February 1st, 2006. Okay, so I read more. So here's a picture of him, and he's on the right, Raul Lopez, and I believe that's a picture of his attorney. Yeah, lawyer Brett Klein. Lopez, who's 40 at that time, claimed he was ordered at gunpoint to hand over a bag of drugs. He fumbled the bag and dropped it when he went to pick it up, and Blanchard shot him in the back of the neck. The bullet struck his spinal cord but did not sever it, and the impact of the bullet initially left him quadriplegic. He was an unarmed motorist who was needlessly shot in the back of his neck during what the police described as a routine traffic stop, said his lawyer Brett Klein. He was at first quadriplegic, and through hard work he has made great progress. He's lost the function of his right arm, and other permanent effects of his shooting will be with him for the rest of his life. We are grateful that a Bronx jury has held the city accountable for the wrongful shooting. Blanchard said Lopez ran a stop sign and drove off while Officer Constantinos was leaning inside the car to grab the keys from the ignition. The sergeant claimed he had no choice but to open fire. Lopez was acquitted of vehicular assault in the case, and then he filed a lawsuit against the city in 2007. So that's the car right there. The city stands by Blanchard's account. Okay. The split-second response by an officer likely stopped this driver from dragging an officer to his death. A response we believe was justified under the circumstances, said Nicholas Palucci, a spokesman for the city law department. We strongly agree with the verdict and are reviewing the city's options. Now, Raul Lopez caught my attention because I'm a huge fan of the People's Court. And I wanted to make sure I was talking about the right guy. So I took the picture from that article, and then I took a picture from the People's Court. And as you can see, yeah, they're the same man. That's pretty clear right there. It's the same guy. And I find this story interesting about what happened there. So this is the People's Court right here, and this is a picture of Raul Lopez and his lovely ex-girlfriend right there. And this is what it was published April 31st, 2022. So we're looking at 6 years later from the incident where, he was shot by police. And this guy got, a year later, he sues the city and he got $11 million. So what does a guy like that do? You got to wonder, So the plaintiff says the defendant, his ex-girlfriend, stole his car. He says the defendant is hiding it and refuses to give it back or pay him what it's worth, and now he's suing her for the car. The defendant argues that the plaintiff didn't want the car anymore, so she offered to take it off his hands. For him to turn around and sue her is pathetic. The defendant is countersuing for money she says she spent on the plaintiff during their relationship.
Raul Lopez. He says the defendant, his former girlfriend, stole his car, is hiding it, and refusing to give it back to him or pay him what it's worth. The woman's a thief. He now has to take cabs everywhere, is handicapped, and can't be chasing this woman down any longer. So he's suing her here and now for the $5,000 he told her. This is the defendant, Jessica Melendi. She says the plaintiff didn't want the car anymore, so she offered to take it off his hands for him. Unfortunately, their relationship soured a few weeks later, and for him to turn around now and sue her is pathetic, simply put. He's nothing more than a penniless loser with nothing better to do than harass her.
A penniless loser?
She's accused of stealing
$11 million. Jessica Melendi.
The defendant has filed a countersuit for $4,299.03 for all the money she's paid during their relationship.
All parties, please use your right hand. Proceed. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Raul Lopez, you are suing your former girlfriend, Jessica Melendi, for $5,000 in money that you put into a car that she has taken, and you have a counterclaim against him for $4,299.03 in money that you fronted him for numerous things during your relationship. All right, what's going on?
How you doing, Your Honor? In June of 2014, I had just came home from being incarcerated.
What were you incarcerated for?
for drugs. I met Jessica and I told her my situation. You know, I just came out of jail. She was working as a dental assistant, and I told her, you know, my...
So, obviously, the guy wound up back in jail, even after he won his $11 million lawsuit. So, I'm not going to get into the whole show. You can watch it. It's called, what is it? It's the People's Court. Right here. There's the episode right there. It's stealing from a former lover. If you want to watch the whole thing, basically, it gets down to where, you know, he says that, you know, he had a car and that he put it in her name, or not in her name, but they both had their names on the title. And then he had, apparently while he was incarcerated, the car was parked and he racked up a ton of parking tickets. And then he wanted to register, you know, the car in Florida because they apparently went down there. And then she racked up, when she was using the car, she racked up a bunch of parking tickets. And so she was having a hard time registering the car down there. So, anyways, you know, she'd countersued because they took a trip down to Florida, and she even paid for everything. And then apparently, I don't know, or she borrowed from his father, you know. And this is how pathetic the guy is. The guy's worth millions of dollars, unless he pissed it all away, and which he might have, and now he's broke again. I don't know the whole story, but you know, 6 years later, you know, he's with this girl, and then yeah.
Money back, the $450 you paid his dad, you want it back. Right. Do you think we'd be here if you had just returned the car?
No.
Well, the answer to that is no. I can answer that for you, sweetheart.
He abandoned the vehicle.
He abandoned the vehicle. You left somebody in a wheelchair while you took off in the car to run your errands. How dare you?
It's in
Don't
my house.
talk. There is no question pending. Stop.
I'm just saying the facts.
No me dejes sacar a tampoco.
Don't give
The
me
public
that
value of
face
that
either.
car is $2,285. Okay? I find that you owe him $1,142.50 for the car. That's one. Two, you owe his father $1,406.19 for the tickets. That is my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Get my car.
Plaintiff collects over $2,500, almost $2,550. This is the defendant here. Now's your chance to say what?
What a bum loser. I'm serious. I don't owe him anything at the end of the day. He's just making all this up. I did not steal the car. We brought it together in the relationship to the house. The person who left is the person who's basically abandoned.
You say
He abandoned the car.
Yeah, into your possession.
Yeah, but it's in my possession. Why would I throw away a car that somebody already threw away?
Okay, all right. All right, follow Officer McIntosh that way, please. That brings us to the plaintiff coming out here into the hallway. What's going through your mind here?
She's just bugged out. That's what bugged people do, and just happy that.
Look at that smug smile on his
ruled in
face.
favor of me. Hopefully, I can get my car back and let her start walking for the winter. But
well, you had a good relationship at one time, right?
No, it wasn't good. It was just she tried to get over. That's it. You know.
All right.
But it's been good. The judge did good.
Okay. All right, right down this way. Okay. Let's go to Harvey the Street.
You know, Kurt, I gotta tell you, I can't figure out whether she just doesn't get it or whether she is just a bad person.
So here's some of the comments I thought I'd take a look at really quick. When Judge Milan spontaneously breaks out in Spanish, she's really pissed. Yep, she said that. Don't give me that face. And the woman Harvey spoke with at the end was right. Vengeful women will key your car, burn your clothes, and vengeful men will kill you. There was a question that was asked: who is more vengeful when a relationship is over, men or women? And most people said it was the women that go crazy, but I tend to think it's the men, you know. And then, when the judge hit her with the Spanish, absolutely shook. Oh my God, I feel for his story, being a victim of gun violence. Yeah, I wonder how Kristen would feel about that if she knew the real story. Joe Castle had a great comment here. Drugs, getting shot in a vehicle, unpaid parking tickets, stealing someone's car, cheating on a disabled dude while he's in the house. Barrio love at its finest. So, I just thought I found the whole thing interesting. I discovered Raul, while watching People's Court, and I thought I would just share that with you. Raul is an interesting person because, he's been he admitted that he's been arrested 13 times. Police are convicted, has 13 convictions. The police say he's been arrested at least 19 times. And, the guy could have been shot dead. He was shot by police trying to run over a cop, during a traffic stop. So I don't feel any sympathy for the man, He never, he wasn't employed at the time he was shot, although his lawyer was claiming lost wages. And, 1 hour, it took him 1 hour to give him $11 million. And I don't know if he pissed it all away or what, but clearly the guy hasn't learned anything. He's wound up in jail. I mean, he's lucky to be alive. You'd think maybe he had a fresh new start. You think maybe, he says, I need to change my ways. I need to be a better person. I got $11 million, I can make a new life for myself and be a better person, but that's clearly not his way. He wound up, from his own testimony, he wound up back in jail, and he's mooching off his girlfriend, and he's still borrowing money from his dad, even though he got $11 million settlement from New York City, and then he wound up on the People's Court 6 years later after that whole ordeal. So, if he had all that money, it was $2,000, and I think he abandoned that car, to tell you the truth. But, apparently she left him. He wanted to make her pay, instead of just, you would think a guy that got a second chance at life, maybe it would wake him up and he'd realize, I could have died, I would have died being an awful man. Maybe I need to change my ways, become a better person, and he would have told his ex, hey, I'm really sorry about everything. I just wish you nothing but the best. Good luck to you future-wise, and just forgave her for her debt, just forgave her debt. But no, he wanted to punish her, after he'd been shot and got $11 million, he wanted to punish his girlfriend, and that's what he did. And he punished her for $2,000, and you could just look by the look on her face, just like she just couldn't believe it. And even he had nothing good to say about her at the end there. He just said, oh, she's bugging out. What a douchebag this Raul Lopez is. And no doubt he's probably back in jail. He's been doing drugs pretty much his whole life. He's a drug user, and if he goes back to prison as a cripple, that's not a good situation either. It's bad enough being healthy, but now being a cripple, oh gosh. But I don't know. I found it fascinating. I thought I'd just share it with you. So I gotta get to work. I wish you all a happy, weekend. Weekend's coming up, and I can't wait to take my gal out and have some fun. So, all right, DJ, let's say goodbye. Bye.